students, my name is Kelly Brown and I am going to be your instructor for Math 115, the web-based curriculum. I'm also the course author. This screencast is meant to give you a quick walkthrough as to what to expect in the course. If you've never taken an online course before, I know a lot of students are anxious about what that means. So by no means is this going to be able to answer every single question you have, but feel free to reach out to me whenever you need to ask questions. So the first thing you want to do is know how to get into the course. So very shortly, the course will be published and from your My Miami page, and I'm on my Miami page. That's how you access the course. So of course my page is going to look a little bit different since I'm a faculty member and you're a student, but the links are still the same. So you can enter Canvas through the quick links or the quick tools up at the top, or you can enter Canvas through the link down listed under My Courses. So I'm going to go into the course. So there are two sections of Math 115 online. There's HA and there's HB. So I'm going to go into the HA section, though some of you are assigned to the HB section, and that's the course that you'll see, and they are identical. So I'm going to enter the course. And you can see that it's not published yet, but it will be soon, so this will disappear. And this will be what you see on the screen. So when you come into the course, it's pretty straightforward up here at the top, and this is kind of a template that the e-learning office gives us. So if you've taken more than one online course, this probably looks pretty familiar to you. But in any case, there's Online Essentials, which is just a load of information from the e-learning office. There's some department information here that you can click on. I don't foresee that as being too usable, but it's there if you need it. The instructor contact information is, of course, important to you. So if you look at the instructor contact information, that gives you my office, which is in Hamilton and Rensselaer Hall, my phone number, my email address, and lists my office hours. The easiest way to reach me is by email. I'm also an academic advisor, so when I'm in my office, I'm typically with students, and I don't answer the phone. Rest assured, if you email me, I will get back to you as soon as humanly possible. So I've gone into that instructor contact, and I want to get back to what it looked like when I first came into the Canvas site. So I click on the home screen. Alright, so I showed you the instructor contact. You'll also want to click on the Get Started. And the Get Started takes you to the syllabus link. Right? There's a blurb here about the Math 115 online and a little bit about myself and the writing of this course and what this course is all about. Then there's a little bit more of a blurb because I'm the course instructor as well as the author of the course. And then there's some information here about, what Math 115 online is all about. And you really should take time to read through all of this. There's a syllabus here that you will want to open and read. It has even more information about the way that the course works. The assessment and grading is listed in the syllabus. The student and instructor expectations are listed in the syllabus. Just some other things on your home page. You can see how the grades are computed. In any Canvas course, if the gradebook is set up, you'll see a table like this over to the right-hand column. So you can see how I will be grading you. There's also a nice list here of all the assignments that you'll be working on, as well as the due dates, and these are all organized into modules, which I'll show you in a second. So in case you thought that you were getting into Math 115 online as an easy alternative to taking it face-to-face, if you just kind of scroll down this screen, you can see pretty quickly that this is a rigorous course. It's an important course. It's a Miami Plan course. It gives credit to students just as if in the Miami Foundation 5, just like Stats 261 and Calculus give credit for that Miami Plan category. Therefore, it is a rigorous course. It's not undoable. but I just wanted to warn you that you are going to need to put in an ample amount of time to be successful in the course. All right, so how to proceed is after reviewing everything on this page, all right, which was the Getting Started or the Syllabus page, you go back to the home screen, and you can enter the modules in one of two ways. You can click Modules here, and it will take you to the modules, or the modules are listed below here, so you can see you're going to have 11 modules to work through. So I'm going to go into Module 3, just as an example to be going through. All right, so it takes me to Module 3, and the way you work through the modules is, at first glance, I can look and see, okay, I've got quite a few assignments to take care of. All of this is due on February 23rd. If I back up a little bit, I can see that the last assignments were due on February 17th. So you can see that there's a good chunk of time in between when one module is due and the next is due. Just make sure you don't wait until February 22nd or 23rd to get started on this next module, or you'll never finish. You have to make sure that you are setting aside time and working on this course at least 3 days a week. So how you navigate through. So I'm just going to start on this first page. And it tells you the module outcome, so it gives you an overview of what you'll be working on. Then it gives you a list of the module activities that you will be doing. And so this is just an information and overview page. There's nothing that you do. You have to just view the page and then you can move on. So I clicked Next. I did that pretty quickly. Let me click back. All right, so there's the first page. So when you're done with the page, you click Next and you'll move to the next assignment. And these are sequential for a reason. So you have to complete one page before you go on to the next. So you get to this page, and it's a content page, and it's about the real number system and its properties. So I picked this module on purpose to kind of show you a few things. If you click on this Real Numbers and Closure presentation, it's going to bring up a notes sheet that you can use. And you can use that to kind of fill in things as you are working through the screencasts. Right? So when I do screencasts, which will be me talking, lucky you, you will have a note sheet and you can follow along and take notes so that you've got the notes available to you when you're taking a quiz or whatever it is you're going to do with the content next. So you would want to print out the note sheet, watch the screencast, watch the other screencast, and then follow through on these other links. So all these links are meant to prepare you for the graded assignments that are coming up. You want to make sure that you are taking notes on these. Don't assume that you can just move ahead and then come back to them, because it's just not going to work that way. You need to learn this material and then move forward. All right, so I assume that I have worked through all of that information. I click Next, and I come into a discussion prompt. So what you want to do is read the discussion prompt, and you want to create a post answering the discussion prompt. Make sure you're following the directions. Here it's telling you to make sure you justify your answers. And then you're also going to respond to one classmate's post. And it reminds you to be timely about your initial post. And what that means is you have to make sure that you have posted at least 12 hours before the due date. If everybody waits until the last second, then there are no posts for you to respond to, and therefore you can't really finish. So this is making everyone make their posts available for other students. If you're working ahead, if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, it's possible that you will be the first one to post. In which case, you're going to have to remember to circle back and do a response before the due date of this module. When you're doing the discussion prompts, I would encourage you to show the rubric and read how I will be grading you. All right, so you can see how the points are going to be assigned there. All right, let's say that we did the discussion prompt. So we'll click Next. And there's another discussion prompt. Repeat the same process. All right, so here's a quiz on the real number system and its properties. Information here. So it's worth 15 points, and you have a time limit of 15 minutes. The time limit is there not to freak you out and not to make this as difficult as possible, but it's there to make sure that you are not trying to look up answers via Google or go back and view the content, trying to find the answers to a specific question. Again, you need to make sure that when you view the content page that you are taking notes, and then you can have those notes right in front of you to refer to when you're taking the quiz. In any case, you click Take the Quiz button. You've got 15 minutes set aside to get it finished before you get started on it. All right, so then I click Next. This is what's called an exploration assignment. This is a non-graded assignment, but it is really important. Math 115 is all about how you learn math, and one important way that students in elementary classrooms learn math is through exploration. So this is my way of giving you a feel for what it's like to learn math through exploration. So follow the directions. Spend the time that it asks you to spend. So it gives you the document, tells you to print it out, tells you to work on it. The work that you do on this is going to be important when I click Next, and there is a discussion prompt. And this discussion prompt is based on what you were supposed to figure out in the exploration assignment. And I've got another discussion prompt. Again, it's based on the exploration assignment. All right, finally there's this content page, and it's about rational numbers and their decimal equivalents. So guess what? This is information about what you were supposed to learn in that exploration assignment. That's what's really important when you're teaching mathematics. You give students time to explore, try to figure it out on their own. You'll be surprised at what elementary students can do, and I know what college students are capable of. But then you always have to make sure that you make the knowledge, what we call explicit knowledge. You make sure everybody is kind of going by the same rules, and that's what this is about. So you want to watch these, and it'll make sure that you know what you're doing in terms of rational numbers and their decimal equivalents. So I'll click Next. I'll see what I've got going on next. And now I've got a textbook assignment, and you can see that I've got nothing showing up, which is an error that you guys might come across. If you're on Chrome, the way to fix that error is to click this shield. Tell it to load unsaved scripts. They're not unsafe. I'm not sure why it happens, but it happens. Okay. And then it's going to bring you into Wiley Plus, which you should already be integrated with. You do that back in Module 1. You can read about the policies, and then you can just select the questions, answer them, and at the end you'll submit. You'll see in these Wiley Plus assignments that I essentially give you as many opportunities as possible. So you can show the hint and show the solution and so on, link to the text. So these are meant to be learning activities. So you're not penalized if it takes you a while to get through them. Everyone can get 100% if you put in the time that you need. So I'm going to click Next. I am going to go quickly because I'm about out of time on this screencast. Another discussion prompt. Another discussion prompt. Here again is a note sheet for a screencast, and then a screencast. So print out the note sheet, then you can follow along and take notes on it with the screencast. You have another textbook assignment, which you can see is really short. There's only 3 here. And when I click Next, I'm on to Module 4, which has